Welcome to Climate Change with Scott Amyx. This is Scott, and today I'm joined by Ryan Lewis, who is the CEO and founder of EarthHero. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, so my understanding is you are a musician, is that right?
Well, back in the day, I did go to school for music, and back then when I was in school, I was playing, in some college dive bars, and I've always had, and I've kept that affinity towards music, but ultimately I decided that my creative canvas was going to be business, pretty shortly after school and following school. So at this point, it's more of a hobby than a profession.
Gotcha. Now you're also big into exploration and adventure. Tell us about that and perhaps maybe your most memorable adventure that you've had.
Yeah, so adventure is a huge part of my life. I love travel. I love trying new things, new hobbies, and really just kind of creating new in my life on a regular basis. Probably one of the most memorable adventures was right after I graduated from university. I picked up a backpack and traveled by myself for about 8 months, and all over various parts of Europe, Asia, and just probably hit like 20, 25 countries along the way. It was sort of a personal growth adventure for me, trying to figure out, what direction to go in life. And in the process, met a lot of amazing people, saw just incredible parts of the world. And I think a lot of my travels and some of the geography and cultures that I come across really have a lot to do with my perspective on why all of that's worth protecting.
That's exciting, and it's amazing because it's one thing to read about it, but to be in nature and actually witness and observe for yourself the changes and the effects that it's having is super important. By the way, I have a friend who has traveled by foot across South America all the way to North America, and the last 5 years he spent in Africa, and now he's actually taking off to Europe and Eastern Europe by foot. So quite amazing.
Unbelievable.
So tell us about EarthHero. What is it and why did you start it?
EarthHero is an online marketplace for sustainably made products. It allows people to shop consciously in a way that makes it easy. And knowing that all the products on EarthHero have been vetted and curated for their eco-friendly and sustainable qualities. And it's not just the products themselves, but it's the brands and the people behind the products. We can talk more about that, but essentially EarthHero exists to make shopping consciously easy.
That's exciting. So let's go back to, for the audience, what is sustainability and what does it mean for you?
Yeah, it's a big word, and it's used as a sort of a blanket word for a lot of different parts of the movement. Sustainability to me, at the base level is the ability for humans and the human race to live on planet Earth in a way that is sustainable, meaning we're not, destroying it. We're consuming and living in a way that, is in theory, infinitely possible. We're minding our resources, we're minding the toxins and the poisons and all of that stuff. So, it's a broad definition. I think for me, one of the things I realized is a lot of other parts of the movement have momentum, whether it's transportation, with EVs and, other technologies coming online. There's renewable energy, and, that's got a lot of momentum, or organic food, building materials. There's a lot of other segments of the movement towards sustainability that are more mainstream and have more momentum than I guess what I would call consumerism, or just everyday personal consumption, the stuff in our life. You look around your house, look around the office, all the stuff that you buy just to manage your life is sort of like the stepchild of the sustainability movement. And, the more I looked into it and the more I researched why that was, I realized there's really an opportunity for business to kind of pull this together and make it more accessible for consumers. So, that's sort of the segment of sustainability that I'm focused on right now, is our everyday consumption being more sustainable.
Okay. I remember having one of our prior guests that is focusing on circular economy, and I think he was focused on, newborn babies, and particularly their clothes and how it can be reused and reused and reused. And that is this notion of fractional use. It's not even about ownership, but fractional use. Tell us about how your products fit into a circular economy model, or because I think one of the things that's a bit of a concern is we can talk about sustainability, but if we're still fostering buy first versus reuse or recycle, that can still, have a adverse effect.
It's a great question. And, at EarthHero, we always, suggest borrowing, buying used, figuring out a better way to, solve the thing that you're looking for before purchasing. And that, we provide a platform for when you already have decided that you need or want to buy something, that's where, we're here. That's what we're here for. So the idea of forced consumption or over marketing is definitely not what we promote in any way. And you bring up a good point. That being said, close to 70% of our economy is money spent by everyday consumers. So the math, I guess, the power behind that is, in a theoretical world where everyone was putting their money towards sustainable goods, again, only when and if they need something, like that's kind of the perfect world. So it's a matter of getting from where we are today and how we consume, which is too much for sure, and also not the right way, to being more mindful and conscious about how we consume. So buying less and buying, more of the right things when needed. So it's a combination.
Let's talk about some examples of products that you sell. What are the categories that you cover, and what are the ones that's selling the best?
Yeah, and real quick, I want to go back to the circular economy and how you were wondering, like, how does the products we sell maybe compare to that? And that's the mindset in which we enter product sourcing. Ideally, the inputs that go into a product are being reused. So it could be from recycled content or very renewable resources like hemp or bamboo. And then the output, meaning end of life, hopefully it can be composted or recycled. So we are definitely focused on that circular natural resource responsible way of making products. That being said, not all product categories have the perfect circular solution yet. So we try to find that balance in the frontier of where each particular product is in that process. And in regards to which product categories and which products are really taking off are available today, while we are in our third year of business, and really the mission is to have something every single time you want or need to buy something. So huge product selection, but all very curated. Today, our biggest categories are home products for the home, a lot of zero waste products. So these are products that allow you to live a daily lifestyle that produces little to no waste. And a lot of those products are for the kitchen, food storage, drink storage, travel supplies that again help lighten the footprint. Also, we have a lot of baby products. We find when new parents have babies, I've got two kids. They're older now, but I can imagine in this day and age having a brand new baby, bringing him into the house, and the whole definition around what kind of products do we want to bring into our family changes. More conscientious about that stuff for sure with new parents. So we have a lot of those products as well. And I think another probably big category is personal care, skin care, hair care, stuff for the bath, beauty, you're putting on your body, and your body has become a big category for us as well.
So let me use a metaphor of kind of the early days of Whole Foods, where I think Whole Foods kind of tapped into their core segment, which was a very environmental conscious consumers, as well as those who were very concerned about things that were unnatural or modified. And we're looking for a alternative to be able to source food, but also complementary things like soap and some of the things that you're carrying as well. Now, over time, what's happened, specifically in the category of organics, as an example, is that it used to be very limited in terms of where you could actually purchase it as a consumer. But over time, now, organics is available at Target, Walmart, and most grocery stores, and even online on Amazon.com. So, what is your strategy in terms of both the need to scale this so that more people are participating in this circular, sustainable consumption, but at the same time thinking about how do you actually protect yourself in the future as this markets become bigger and bigger?
Yeah. I think one of the best ways to protect our brand, so to speak, and our mission of what we're trying to accomplish as it becomes more widespread, which is a great thing. And I actually look forward to that. It makes me happy to think about that because that's really our goal. That being said, there are certain things that from a branding standpoint that, I guess would call proprietary, and that's, our passion for what we do, our authenticity. We're not venture backed. We get to make all the decisions, and those decisions are very stringent. We get to decide, the depth and the requirements in which we vet and curate products. The thing that we find our customers value about EarthHero the most is the fact that, of how much quality and effort is put into what we put online and why. You look at our product page, it's so different than any other product page you're going to find just because of the amount of content on there. We take a deep dive. All the percentages of what makes up a product are listed, all the ingredients, all the end of life, the brand. We have a whole brand story about every brand on EarthHero and talk about why we love them and what they're doing to manufacture products. Our content that we put out there via blog, video, etc., is all pioneering. We're pushing the market forward, and we want to hold on to all of that. So as it becomes more mainstream, kind of like you look to Zappos for shoes, or you look to Whole Foods or Thrive Market for food, or REI for outdoor adventure. We want to be that for clean, everyday, sustainable consumption. So while there's risk there in terms of our business, I actually think that, and maybe this is wishful thinking, but I don't think so. I think that having that broad accessibility to these products is only going to make what we're doing, even bigger and more accessible, for everyone.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. So today I've been joined by Ryan Lewis, who is the CEO of EarthHero. Thanks for joining today.
You bet. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.